Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Becky. Today I have got a super cool layout. I absolutely love how this one came out. So much fun. We are going to be doing some stamping. We're going to be using Paprika, Pine, Melon, and one of our new colors. Well, Melon's and Pine's one of our new colors, but Seabrook, you can see right here, I haven't even opened that one yet. So we're going to be using that, and we're going to be using this cute little stamp set right here. What is this one called? Am I getting it close enough to it? I can't even read that. But I do have it right here in front of me. It is called the Merriest Season. Aren't those cute? The I like the pine leaves looking branches. Those are pretty cool. We're going to start out, I'm measuring them, seeing how big they are. It looks like none of them are over 2 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and take my scrap piece of white daisy and just cut all these strips, however long they are. This is probably 8 inches long or something. I'm just going to cut them at 2 inches, and I'm going to go ahead and die cut a whole bunch of these. You can see I am using my Big Shot for this. However, these dies are small enough, and I know I did run them through my diamond press as well. If you have a diamond press, just the small die cut machine that you can sit on your desk that has plastic sleeves, you roll it through. If you have one of those, these do fit in the diamond press as well. So I'm going to go ahead and start stamping. You can see we cut them all out. I put them all in piles of, the like stamps. We're going to start with the little berries, and we're going to go ahead and start with Melon. Here's the little berries. Now I'm going to go ahead and stamp just directly on there. You saw I did season this up against my skin. Go ahead and stamp that off right there. That's pretty nice. I'm seeing what second generation looks like, and it's very, very light. I am going to do one in second generation stamping, and I'm not even sure if we end up using that or not, but it's very, very light. After I stamp several with Melon, I will go ahead and move on to the Paprika. So we have got some lighter color melon berries, and then we've got some more dark orange toned little berries as well. And I know typically they're red, and that's fine, but that's not the color scheme I'm going for. So these are going to be melon and paprika colored. We can make them whatever color we want. We can make them neon green and bright yellow and pink if we want to. Absolutely fine. It's your art. You do what you like. So we're going to go ahead and finish stamping all these off. Now, I did second generation stamp the paprika once too, and it came out more looking like a brown. So I guess the undertone, or kind of like a toffee. So I guess the undertone of this paprika is more of a toffee color. Next, we're going to pull out these cute little branches. I love these branches, guys. Look at those branches. So cute. I'm going to stamp these in pine. And then the pine, look how, when this stamps, look how popped that is. That is so cool. Man, that's amazing. And I'm going to second generation stamp some of them too. Now, when I pull out my Seabrook, I realize that the second generation stamp of pine looks very, very similar to our Seabrook. So they're going to kind of blend in with each other a little bit. Next, we're going to move on to these leaves. And you can see we are going to be stamping the Seabrook, and you can see some of those second generation pine stamped color on the top right there. You'll see what I mean when I say they look very similar to me. Go ahead and stamp that down right there. Yeah, isn't that cool? But see how closely it looks? Well, in the video, it doesn't look super close, kind of, actually. It looks like those pines are a little bit more gray, but yeah, it is very close. So next, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next stamp, which is going to be the bigger of the pine needle branch thing, I guess is what you'd call it. And I am stamping this with, is that called pewter stone? Pumice stone, not pewter stone. Pumice stone. Pumice. Is it Pumice or Pumice? I don't know. The feet thing. The Pumice stone. And so we're just going to stamp all of these. That I love that color, how that worked out. Look at those colors together. So, so cute. Very, very calm. I love it. So the next one we're going to do is going to be the other pine branch, the long skinny one, and I'm not sure what color we're going to use. So we're just going to stamp out a few colors. Here we've got some peeled paint, first and second and third generation, and I don't like any of them with those colors we've already stamped. Yeah, I don't like that really at all. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out Mowed Lawn, I think is what it's called. And again, obviously, you could even tell by looking at just the top of the ink block that it's not going to look super great. But I thought, well, we'll try it with the second generation and see what happens. Yeah, here I'm like, I don't know. I went ahead and pulled out the pine again. Okay, so let's see if we like this in pine because we're already using pine. So let's see how this one goes. Man, that's dark. I don't know if I want that many dark pops around the page because I do need to incorporate a title and everything else, right? So I'm going to go ahead and second generation stamp it. And I'm still kind of like, I don't know. So I get this bright idea to pull out my pumice stone and just stamp on top of the second generation. And I love how this came out with the underlay of the second generation of pine and then the overlay of the pumice stone. That looks freaking fantastic. So that is how we are going to do the rest of those branches. So cute. I love that. Look at those colors, how well they stamped together. That is so nice. Okay, we're just about done with our stamping. I've been doing this. I went through another stamp set too because I always buy these stamp sets, right, guys? And then I hardly ever go through them. This last time I did a haul, I kept my haul stuff with my stamps and die cuts on the left-hand side of my desk. That's why everything is encroaching, right, onto my area. And I'm bound and determined to use every single one of those stamps before I put them up. So that's what I'm doing right now. I did do one yesterday. It was really cute. And I just stamped it out and colored it. But I'll show you guys that later. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so I think the last one we have left to do are the flowers. And we're just going to stamp these in peach. Let me go and do a test stamp. Yeah, that's cute. Peach is... it works really well with melon. It's a lot lighter. Well, maybe not a lot. That's probably not nice to say a lot lighter. It is lighter than the melon, but it does not really, to me, it does not look like second generation stamped melon either. That's way too light. And second generation stamped peach, super light as well. So we're just going with the plain peach stamp on here. We're not doing second generation or anything like that. Very nice. Okay, so we're going to make this into like a wreath. You've seen these wreath layouts a lot, and we're going to go ahead and make this into a wreath layout. I am using just a small plate from my kitchen and drawing a circle around it. That's going to be my template on where I am going to be putting all of my leaves at. I will do a little stamping on the background. I am going to use the big pine needle stamp, and I am going to be using the melon. Only I'm going to be using the second generation stamp of the melon. Look how light that is. But I like it. So it's going to give me just a little bit of something on my layout. Speaking of my layout, let me go ahead and grab it. I have the stamp in front of me, but my layout's behind me. That's not cool. Yeah, I can see some of those poking out. Now, I don't see a lot of what I'm stamping right now. After I fill that up with all the leaves and branches we just stamped out, we cut and stamp out, I'm not going to see a lot of that, but I see a little bit of it, just enough. And it's a labor of love, but this layout, I absolutely love this layout. I did go ahead and do this layout as well, just straight. It took, I think my videos were like 2 hours or 2.5 hours or something like that when I uploaded them. So this did take me quite a long time, and some things I didn't even do on camera, like putting the title down. So yeah, this was a labor of love. It took me way longer than it usually takes me to do layouts. You can see I'm kind of spacing these out, right? So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next biggest one. Well, actually not the next biggest, but the other style. Go ahead and put some of those down. I really love how that's stamped, guys. And again, that is the second generation of pine overlaid with the pumice stone. That looks so good. Okay, so now we're going to be using this other type of leaf that was in the same sticker set, no ma'am. It's a stamp set, stamp and thin cut set. We're going to go ahead and put these down around the pages as well. Some were just, like this one, I just layered this one up, and some are just freestanding, sitting there by themselves, which is fine because we still have more bits to layer up with, guys. So this is not what it looks like. We're going to just continue layering them all the way around the circle. Now I got my little pine bits, and we only stamped out maybe 3. I think we stamped out 3 of these in pine, so they have the dark pop of color. I am going to use those down, and I did decide I love that pop of pine. So as I'm putting that pop of pine down, I am thinking about my title, and this is where I decide that I think I'm going to go ahead and do my title. I'm going to go ahead and stamp it, and I'm going to go ahead and use that pine. This entire layout, we do not have any pattern paper on it. The only thing we are using on this entire layout is white cardstock. White daisy cardstock is the only thing we are using, only paper we're using, and inks. I will end up leaving an open spot because I wanted to put a bow there. I do also have a bow die from Close to My Heart. I don't know if it's still available or not. I feel like it was in maybe the year before last core catalog. But I'm not sure. I'll look it up and see. If anything that is still available, I will definitely have linked down below for you guys, if you want to make your own layout like this. And again, no pattern paper. This is just stamping. So we're on to the berry phase. We're going to go ahead and put all our little berries down, cover up any of these extra spaces that we have hanging out that just need to be filled in. We're going to go ahead and do that around the page. Right there is where I take that out. I believe that's where I end up putting the empty space right there, where that the pine colored branches. Whoo, words, guys, words. I should write stuff down before I do a voiceover. It just doesn't really necessarily feel legit. Or maybe I'm just too lazy to do that. But if I did, then I would remember the words, right? So you can see I use that same plate to make another circle. I am going to go ahead and just cut that out by hand and rough up the edges. I pull out my little mat right here, also from Close to My Heart. And I'm going to get my little sponge dauber and ink up the edges. This is what I'm going to use for the mat around my photo. I'm using the Melon color. I'm just sponging it on. I do leave a pretty good chunk around my photo, probably about a 1/4 inch. Well, not probably, it is a 1/4 inch on each side, give or take, because, you know, I don't do stuff straight. And on my circle, I am also going to add some ink. I'm going to add the pewter ink, but I'm just adding it around the edges. I'm kind of blending it in. Man, this looks so good, guys. I want you guys to tell me. I know I'm saying this looks so good, but you tell me what you would change. It's not going to hurt my feelings if you don't agree with me that this looks so good. It's fine. Tell me what you would change to improve this for yourselves. Now, I did this inking on the corners and around the page on a layout I did at Kathy's house with my sister, and I absolutely loved how that came out so much. It's like I'm like late for the train on this whole inking the corners and like kind of distressing the outsides of your layout with ink. I'm like late on that train, but I absolutely love it. So I went ahead and did it again on this one because I loved it on that layout that I did of Debbie. It looked so good. Here I'm just using that masking tape to tape my photos together because I want them bumped up next to each other. So I just tape them together with that masking tape and bam. Those are photos of my mom. I do wish I would have turned these photos maybe a sepia, possibly, or some kind of grayscale. I think would have worked better, and I still might. I might go back and change the color of the photos and go ahead and reprint them because they are a little wow for the muted colors that we're using on this layout. So I am going to be using this stamp to stamp Home Sweet. No, yeah, Home Sweet. This right here is a simple serif lowercase. It's the stamp and thin cuts that I am using on here. And then to do the other home, I'm going to use our new alpha that's called Moxie. It's also stamp and thin cut. So I like to cut mine first and then stamp. I feel like I'm like, what is that called? The outlier with that. Most people like to do the, I feel like to do the stamping and then the cutting, but I always do it the opposite way, and I'm not sure why. Home sweet home. Anyways, I do have this video as well. It's going to be up. It's just going to be ASMR. It's going to be the whole video with no talking, just whatever is happening in the background. So if you see the video come up, it's 2 hours long. Don't watch that if that's not your thing. So we're going to go ahead and stamp out home here as well. And again, I am using the pine ink, and this stamp set right here is called the Moxie stamp set. I'm using my little stamp chamois to clean it off. Again, seasoning the stamp on my arm. Did you see that? When I went to put it down, see that spot? It looked like it didn't have much ink on it. So I went ahead and stamped it, or put it in the ink again. So I'm going to put Home Sweet Home right here. And then here is our bow die. I just cut out the bow die and then, or cut out the bow, and then I'm going to take the same Melon ink with this other tool, which I forgot I had these tools. I love these. I like these way better than the ink daubers or the Tim Holtz Distressed foam pad. I like this way better for this all over coloring than those, but I just forgot I had those. Yes, I know. I need to put the stuff on my desk nice and neat and organized. Here you can see I'm using just a gel pen to kind of curve the edges. I'll curve those in, use a little liquid adhesive. I'm using the Art Glitter Glue, which is right to the right hand side, but I can't find it. Right there. Using the Art Glitter Glue to go ahead and put this together. Voila. So cute, right? Okay, so here is how the title was put down. You can see I did add a little cluster kind of between home and sweet. And then there's also just a few little flowers that are around the title area that I put up on foam tape. I did pull out these Melon sequins. We are going to put these down around the page. And then you can see I have my shimmer pen out right there. That's Melon as well. So that might be where some of you guys start having heart palpitations when I pull that out. These, I'm just going to be putting these down with, again, the liquid adhesive, and I'm using my little pickup stick from Close to My Heart. I love this thing. It's so cool. I still can't find my pencil sharpener. I know, right? How do you lose a pencil sharpener? I don't know. I still can't find my pencil sharpener, so it's pretty dull. And then we're going to go on with the, oh yeah, I want to test this out first. So I'm testing it, and I'm going to go boop, boop, boop. And I say, yeah, that works. So we're going to do that again all over the layout. I know, guys, calm down. Your hearts will be fine. A lot of people are like, you're ruining it. I love splatters, though. Even the tattoo I got, I had splatters put on my tattoo. Come on, guys. Love splatters. So here I'm showing you again what we used to create this. Basically that and white cardstock. All right, guys. I want to thank you so much for joining me. If you'd like to support my channel, go ahead and check the links down below to pick up the stamp and everything. It's BeckyBidding.closetomyheart.com. If you just want to search the entire website and buy all the things, I'm absolutely okay with that as well. But for the particular items we used in this video, I will have links down below if the item is available. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.